In the dim glow of the office lobby, where the city's relentless rain hammered against the glass like unspoken regrets, Elena Harrington froze mid-stride. Her designer coat still dripped from the storm outside, but it was the tiny figure huddled in the corner that stopped her heart. A little girl, no older than 6, wrapped in her father's worn janitor jacket, her cheeks flushed crimson and her body trembling uncontrollably. The child's father, a weary man with calloused hands and eyes shadowed by exhaustion, knelt beside her, whispering futile comforts as fever ravaged her small frame. Elena, the billionaire CEO who'd built an empire from nothing, felt a surge of raw compassion crash over her like a wave. In that moment, surrounded by the sterile opulence of her own skyscraper, she saw not just a stranger's suffering, but echoes of her own hidden grief. The isolation of a life armored in success, the ache of raising her son alone after loss. What she did next would unravel the threads of their separate worlds, weaving them into a tapestry of unexpected humanity. Elena Harrington had always prided herself on her unyielding focus. As the founder of Harrington Tech, a multi-billion-dollar empire revolutionizing renewable energy, she navigated boardrooms with the precision of a surgeon and the heart of a fortress. But that rainy September evening in 2025, as she worked late into the night, her son, Alex, safely tucked away with a nanny, something shifted. The lobby was usually empty after hours, a silent sentinel to her ambitions. Yet there, under the flickering fluorescent lights, was Marcus Rivera, the night janitor she'd barely noticed in her 5 years owning the building. Marcus was a ghost in the machine of her corporate world, a 38-year-old widower who'd lost his wife, Sophia, to cancer 2 years prior. Once a skilled mechanic, he'd taken this low-paying job to make ends meet, scrubbing floors while his daughter, Lily, waited in the lobby because childcare was a luxury they couldn't afford. Poverty had become their constant companion, a grinding force that left Marcus isolated, grieving, and perpetually on the edge of collapse. That night, Lily's fever had spiked during his shift. He'd dosed her with the last of their over-the-counter medicine, but her shivers grew violent, her whimpers piercing the quiet like accusations. Elena approached hesitantly, her heels clicking against the marble like hesitant heartbeats. "Is she okay?" she asked, her voice softer than she'd intended. Marcus looked up, startled, his face etched with defeat. "She's burning up, ma'am. I can't leave my shift, rent's due, and—" His words trailed off, shame coloring his cheeks. Lily's eyes fluttered open, glassy and unfocused, and she murmured, "Daddy, it hurts." In that instant, Elena's carefully constructed walls cracked. She remembered her own abandonment as a child, her parents' divorce leaving her shuttled between indifferent relatives, fueling her drive to succeed, but leaving her emotionally barren. Compassion, long buried under layers of pragmatism, surged forth. "Come with me," she said firmly, kneeling to bundle Lily in her coat. Marcus protested weakly, but Elena waved him off. "Your job is safe. Let's get her help." She drove them to the nearest hospital in her sleek electric SUV, the rain blurring the city lights into a haze of urgency. In the ER waiting room, as doctors hooked Lily up to N4 for dehydration and infection, Elena sat with Marcus. He opened up haltingly. Sophia's death had left him drowning in medical bills, forcing them into a cramped apartment where mold aggravated Lily's asthma. Isolation gripped him, no family nearby, friends scattered by his grief. Elena listened, her heart twisting. She thought of Alex, her 8-year-old, who rarely saw her beyond rushed goodnights. "I know what it's like to feel alone," she admitted quietly. "My husband died in a car accident when Alex was a baby. Success doesn't fill the voids." By dawn, Lily stabilized, prescribed antibiotics, and rest. But Elena didn't stop there. She paid the bill anonymously, then offered Marcus a ride home. Seeing their dingy building, she felt a pang of guilt for her penthouse success. "Take the day off," she insisted. "And here's my card, if you need anything." Marcus thanked her profusely, tears in his eyes, but Elena waved it away. It was a small act, she told herself, a momentary lapse in her armored routine. Yet as she drove away, a spark of hope flickered in her chest, warming the cold edges of her isolation. Back at work, Marcus returned the next evening, Lily in tow but looking brighter. He sought Elena out, handing her a handmade card from Lily, a crayon drawing of a smiling sun. "You saved us," he said. Elena, touched, began to check on them during late shifts. Conversations turned personal. Marcus shared stories of Sophia's laughter, Lily's dreams of becoming a doctor. Elena confessed her fears of failing Alex, her grief manifesting as workaholic detachment. Slowly, a connection formed, a bridge over their chasms of class and circumstance. But challenges persisted. Marcus's landlord threatened eviction over late rent, and Lily's fever returned mildly, a symptom of underlying stress. Elena, moved, anonymously wired funds to cover 3 months' rent, framing it as a company bonus. Marcus suspected but said nothing, his pride warring with gratitude. For Elena, this generosity cracked her shell further. She started leaving early to dine with Alex, inspired by Marcus's devotion despite poverty. Hope bloomed amid struggle. Lily's health improved, and Marcus enrolled in night classes for certification, dreaming of better days. Yet the true transformation was emotional. Kindness thawing their isolations, turning strangers into allies. As weeks turned to months, the unexpected bond between Elena, Marcus, and Lily deepened, revealing the profound ripples of a single compassionate act. Elena found herself inviting them to her home for holidays. First Thanksgiving, where Lily's giggles filled the echoing penthouse, a sound Elena hadn't heard since her husband's passing. Alex, initially shy, bonded with Lily over games, his mother's softened demeanor easing his own sense of abandonment. Marcus, still janitor by night, began helping Elena with minor repairs around her office, his mechanical skills a hidden gem. But poverty's grip didn't loosen easily. Marcus faced a setback when his car broke down, forcing him to bus Lily to school in sub-zero weather, exacerbating her health issues. Elena, witnessing this, stepped in again, not with handouts, but empowerment. She created a maintenance specialist position at Harrington Tech, promoting Marcus with a salary that lifted them from the brink. "It's not charity," she insisted. "You're earning it." Marcus accepted, gratitude blooming into determination. He thrived, his grief softening as purpose returned. Lily, now in a better school thanks to Elena's connections, flourished, her feverish nights a fading memory. Yet Elena's own challenges surfaced. A corporate scandal threatened her company, whispers of embezzlement from a trusted executive isolating her in boardroom battles. Grief resurfaced, her late nights returning as stress mounted. In this crucible, kindness circled back unexpectedly. One evening, as Elena paced her office, overwhelmed by betrayal and the fear of losing everything she'd built, Marcus knocked. He'd overheard the turmoil during his rounds. "You've given us a life," he said. "Let me help." Drawing from his own losses, he offered perspective. "Sophia taught me that empires mean nothing without heart." Together, they pored over documents. Marcus's keen eye spotted irregularities Elena had missed, leading to the executive's exposure. But the true gift was emotional. Marcus shared how Elena's compassion had pulled him from despair, urging her to lean on others. Lily, too, played a role. During a company family day Elena hosted to boost morale, Lily approached Elena with a feverish hug, not from illness, but warmth. "You're like my mommy now," she whispered, melting Elena's defenses. It sparked a turning point. Elena sought therapy for her grief, reconnected with estranged family, and prioritized Alex, fostering a blended family dynamic. Marcus, empowered, volunteered at shelters, paying forward the kindness by helping other single parents. Struggles persisted. Marcus battled guilt over accepting help, and Elena faced public scrutiny for her soft decisions. But hope prevailed. Lily's art won a school contest, symbolizing renewal, and Marcus proposed to a colleague he'd met through work, his heart healing. The circle completed when, during a fierce storm echoing that fateful night, Elena fell ill from exhaustion. Marcus and Lily arrived unbidden, nursing her with soup and stories, their roles reversed in a poignant full circle. By story's end, lives transformed. Marcus rose to supervisor, his family secure. Elena's company innovated with social initiatives, her isolation banished. Their connection proved kindness's alchemy, turning pain into purpose, strangers into soulmates. In the quiet aftermath of their shared journeys, Elena reflected on how one glance, one act, had ignited a chain of empathy that illuminated the darkest corners of their worlds. It reminded her, and all who heard their tale, that in a fractured society, love and humanity thrive not in grand gestures, but in the quiet courage to see, to feel, and to reach out, proving that true wealth lies in the hearts we touch and the lives we uplift. Moral of the story: in a world divided by circumstance, a single act of compassion can bridge divides, heal wounds, and create unbreakable bonds that echo through generations.